How can a homeowner pick which solar panel is ideal for their home? Wait, never mind. That's how I started my last year video. Let's rephrase that. What is the best panel on the market in 2023? We'll answer that in today's video. Today, we will compare top 4 solar panels available in the market. I will split it into 2 more affordable options and 2 more premium for you. I will also mark the time in case you need to skip to the part that you're interested in. Now, this year more than ever, I see so many less expensive options being sold. I mean, if you get 5 quotes, there's a big chance that all 5 installers will quote you a different panel. Now, the reason I see this happening is because of the current state of the economy and high interest rates. All installers are just trying to look for more affordable options, and honestly, prices of panels have come down significantly in 2023 due to the lower demand. I mean, some cases even 50% lower. So if you ever thought about going solar, even though the rates are higher this year, you might just score yourself a very good deal due to the lower pricing of panels. You might just have to refinance that solar loan in the next few years when the market calms down and rates are lower. Or if you have the cash, well, I don't have to say no more. Now, besides the top 4, I will definitely mention some other brands that you should not turn down just because they did not make it to my top 4 picks. Moving on, there are a lot of different things we can look at when it comes to the specifications of a panel, but lately I've been made more and more aware of how different panels can be from one another. But just like last year, in order to make it simple, we're gonna look at main factors that you need to be aware when deciding which panel is the best for you. P.S. Do not forget to subscribe. Of course, we will start with the brand. Who makes the panel? How long have they been in business? 2, we're gonna talk wattage and temperature coefficient. And this second one is really important as it tells you how good the panel reacts to heat. 3, we're gonna talk efficiency. Which panel has the most power density in the smallest area? And this one not as important as 2 or 3 years ago, but still a very valid point. 4, we're gonna talk product and performance warranty, and this year also labor warranty. And 5, we're gonna talk about the degradation of the power output. And this one also, more than last year, shows you how premium a panel is and how not. So we will not compare pricing this year, but we will dive into these panels a little bit more, including the technology that is used. We are comparing panels in similar wattage to make this as simple as possible. Also, we are comparing panels that are actually available. Today, we are starting with Silfab Elite 410 watts BG. Silfab made it to the list second time due to its good specs as well as good looks. You know that I like when things don't just work well, but they also look good as well. Silfab is the youngest company among the ones we are covering today, but it's 13 years old now, so we need to recognize that. They have been making their panels since 2010 in the USA, and they claim that they are exclusively manufacturing here, and that's a huge point for that. Now, this panel is rated at 410 watts in STC and 305 in operating conditions. Now, just as a reminder, all panels are always rated in standard testing condition, STC, and that is 25 Celsius or 77 Fahrenheit with a radiance of 1,000 watts per square meter. Now, those conditions are almost never achieved. So most manufacturers started testing their panels in what's called operating condition, or NMOT, which are more realistic considering higher temperatures of 45 Celsius or 113 Fahrenheit and 800 watts of irradiance. Now, this number will always be lower, but it will represent how good the panel reacts to heat, and you know how hot it gets in the southern states. Its temperature coefficient rating is negative 0.377% for every Celsius that the panel is hotter than 25. If you haven't heard about temperature coefficient, I will quickly explain what it means, but if you watched my last year video, just feel free to skip this part. So let's say the outside temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. The difference between 40 and 25 is 15 degrees. So what we do is we multiply 15 times negative 0.377 to get negative 5.6. That means temperature higher by 15 degrees. Now you can expect the maximum power output to be 5.6% less than the rated power. This particular model efficiency is 21.4%, and based off the size of this panel, 1 square foot of this module can generate 19.86 watts. Really good. Their product warranty is 12 years and can be extended to 25, and their production warranty is 30 years, one of the longest in the industry, really. I would like to point out that the production warranty is just a fancy way to sell a product. The length does not matter as much as the actual degradation rate, but we will get into that later. So in my opinion, the product warranty is where your eyes should be more focused on rather than the production warranty. Its degradation rate this year is much better than last. Datasheet claims the power output of 90.8% at year 25. And lastly, the technology used in these panels is mono-PERC, which is now the most common among standard panels. And if you're comparing quotes with REC or Meyer burger panels, this Silfab one will be on the lower side, but it really is a solid pick. Next on our list, Hanwha QCell, again Q.PEAK Duo 405 watts. Those panels became very popular for its quantum technology that uses a reflective paste that is applied to the back of the solar cell, collecting more energy. And QCells is working on one of the most efficient panels this planet has ever seen. So I'm giving them extra points for investing money into research for more efficient solar panels. And QCells seems to really be in this for the long run. So huge plus right there. But let's look at QCells. So they've been in solar industry since 1999. The model we are looking at today can achieve 405 watts in SDC and 304 in operating condition. Its temperature coefficient is rated at negative 0.34%, so it reacts a little bit better to heat than Silfab, but the panel's efficiency is slightly lower at 20.6%. Now, you know that efficiency isn't as important anymore. Salespeople used to use it a lot, but now I feel like the brand recognition as well as the way the panels are actually made or the technology used makes the panel better performing. Now back to QCell. So 1 square foot of this one will give you 19.16 watts of power per 1 square foot. And their warranty is pretty standard at 25 product as well as performance. This panel's degradation rate promises 86% of power output at year 25. QCell is definitely trying to become that more premium panel, and honestly, I think soon it will. Its price is very reasonable, but the company that stands behind that product makes me really like this panel. I have to say, a little bit more than Silfab. Now we are getting into a little bit more of the premium side of things, and we're gonna be talking about Meyer burger. Now this brand seems rather new, but they aren't. They have been in business since 1953, but they were more behind building machines for manufacturing side before. Now they're also a panel manufacturer that makes their panel in Germany and soon in the USA as well. They also announced this year that they are shifting their focus to 100% glass on glass modules. So today we're looking at their black on black panel rated at 395 watts in SDC and 298 in operating conditions. Its temperature coefficient rating is very, very low at negative 0.26%. This panel is definitely reacting best to hotter temperatures than the previous two contestants mentioned today. But what that means is that the power output you will get from this module is going to be slightly higher than the previous two. Now, the efficiency rating is at 21.5%, so very, very good, and we can fit 19.94 watts in 1 square foot. You can see a bigger jump here, like when we talk a little bit more about the more expensive brands, right? Their warranty is similar to all of the contestants again today, 25-year product and performance. However, they do make those glass on glass panels, and those are at a 30-year product and performance warranty. So if Meyer burger is an option for you with your installer, you might want to ask for that glass on glass one. The degradation rate here is 92% at year 25, and this is also how you can tell the technology used for this panel is a JT, heterojunction technology, just like REC and Panasonic. Overall, I am very excited for this brand, and when you get quotes from Meyer, they will be on a similar price level as those premium options like REC. And my top pick of the day, year, is, as you probably guessed it, REC. REC 410 watt Alpha Pure. There is a newer model called Alpha Pure R with a little bit of a different design and highest output of 430 watts, but I wanted to make this comparison as fair as possible, so we will compare 410 Alpha Pure. Currently, Alpha Pure R are available in wattage as high as 420. 430s probably are going to be available in the near future. Another side note here, Alpha Pure R are not compatible yet with Enphase microinverters due to its voltage. So if you are choosing Enphase as your inverter, your best option will be Alpha Pure, not Alpha Pure R. Now, I do have to add that I'm not mentioning Panasonic in today's video, but it is on the same level as REC and Meyer. When comparing specifications, they are almost identical. Seems like they are done in a similar or even the same factory. Panasonic will be a little bit more expensive than REC, but the results are going to be almost identical. So let's get back to REC. So just like I said, REC 410 Alpha Pure. REC started in Norway in 1996, so they have a pretty good history as well. And to be honest with you, any brand that has been in the business of doing solar panels for over 15 years is a solid pick for me, in my opinion. Now, this panel's wattage rating in standard condition is 410 and 312 in operating conditions, which is the highest for all of our panels today. This panel efficiency rating is also the top, 22.2%, with temperature coefficient being lowest in the industry, same as Meyer at negative 0.26%. This means that this panel will work very well in hot climates, and I do believe that the technology used in these two panels is what makes that. Now, make sure to subscribe because I will do hands-on testing of that theory of mine. Now, as far as power density, we can fit 20.6 watts into 1 square foot, and really this panel is the only one that made it over 20 watts in 1 square foot, and this is exactly why this is my top pick of 2023. Now that we are talking about the premium options for panels, we also start to see that additional warranty called labor warranty. REC offers 25-year product, production, as well as labor warranty for certified installers, so make sure to get your certification. Now, this is a good additional coverage by REC because they state that they will pay a certified installer a fee to cover the cost of repair or replacement, or even will refund you the defective panels for 25 years. Now, as far as degradation goes, this manufacturer promises 92% of power output at year 25. I am honestly, as you can probably tell, a huge fan of REC and definitely think that this is number one as far as premium option. Again, this video is not sponsored. I installed all 4 and many more panels, and I do not take lightly to just review them based on data sheets. I also tested these panels. Now, there are lots and lots of other options out there like Phono Solar, Aptos, Jinko, Trina, and those panels are still very good panels. They are going to be on the more affordable side of pricing, but they are mostly monocrystalline or mono-PEAK panels. And I would say as long as that the panel efficiency is around 20+% and the panels are half-cut cell technology, they're also very good panels. I personally like Phono and Trina best as far as these standard option goes, mainly because they don't just work well just like standard brands do, but they also have a very good and sleek look to them. And I could just not add all of those other options into my comparisons as the specs are very similar. So we would just be repeating a lot of data. Now, you might also ask about Maxeon panels, and those panels based on data sheets are actually very good. But up until recently, they were only available through SunPower dealers. Now, they are now available for other installers in the USA, but I'm having the hardest time finding them. I reached out to SunPower and to Maxeon many times with the lack of response. But as soon as I can touch them and test them myself, we'll see, maybe they will make the list next year. But there's no point in really talking about something that you can't get your hands on. So the question is, which panel is the best for you? But before I summarize it, I hope you enjoyed this content and information I prepared for you today. And if you did, please make sure to give this video a big like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. I really want to prepare videos with tests that we already conducted. There were so many surprises. So let's just sum it up for you now, and let's take a look at the table I prepared for you. And if you would like for me to send you the Excel format of it, just let me know down in the comments, please, and I will send you the link. As you can see, 3 out of 4 contestants today have a history of making panels for over 20 years. Silfab has the shortest, 13 years, but I really think it still is a pretty good pick. Now, as far as operating conditions and how those panels are affected by heat, REC and Meyer have the best temperature coefficient at negative 0.26%, which is the lowest I've seen across all panels I've ever seen and brands, not just the ones that we're talking about today. Next, looking at the efficiency and power density, meaning how many watts can we squeeze into that 1 square foot. And REC is the only one over 20 watts in 1 square foot, but Silfab, QCell, and Meyer fall below 20 but over 19 watts, so it's still very good. As far as the panel degradation goes, we have both REC and Meyer at 92% of promised power output at year 25. Silfab takes 3rd place in here with 90.8%, really close, and QCell has the lowest, 86%. Now, when it comes to overall product warranty, it looks very similar to the degradation, with all four brands having 25-year product warranty, but with Silfab having that 30-year output warranty and REC having that extra 25 labor warranty. I think with all the details, you should be able to know what is most important for you when it comes to solar panels on your own roof. If it's the looks, if it's the efficiency, warranty, price, or combination of all these factors. All of those panels and more will produce great power on your roof. Just please make sure to remember when you are getting quotes for your home that the system size and the design will determine the production of your panels and also the size of the inverter. Personally, I would install any of those panels on my own roof, and all these products are reliable and very high quality. Now, the question really is for you now. Which one would you choose? Please let me know down in the comments, and thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.